Airbnb's market share for total booking volume has crashed below 50%, but there's way more to this story here. You may have heard that Airbnb is down to 43% market share. VRBO's holding at 22%, which is steady growth. Booking.com is up to 18%, which reflects a 17% year-over-year growth. And what is truly new and groundbreaking in just the last year as all these numbers have changed, up until the last 12 months, there have only been 4 significant OTAs that you could list your property on. Up until now. And this is huge for you. As an operator, we need to understand where these guests are going so we can get in front of the move. This is one of the biggest opportunities of our lifetime in short-term rentals. These reports are delivered on a delay, but I have some privy information for you. And here's what will blow your mind. There are small OTAs, online travel agencies, that are hyper ambitious to try to take up the space that Airbnb is losing. Until just a few years ago, Airbnb had an iron grip on this industry. But because of this new optics problem where people are mad about cleaning fees and hotels have done a good job of alienating Airbnb themselves, guests have left and so have hosts. And online travel agencies like Expedia Group, which owns VRBO and owns Orbitz and owns HomeAway, and then Booking.com, which also owns Priceline, they are salivating right now. Think of a company like Bring Fido. They are known for being pet-friendly. All of the properties there have a promise. I have not yet seen a company that is all wheelchair or ADA friendly, but this would be a perfect time for them to start. But there are companies that specialize in only luxury, like One Fine Stay or Luxico. There are ones that specialize in just last-minute bookings, like WimStay. It's like the Priceline of short-term rentals. Companies like Hopper and VRBO are going out to find businesses to try to lock them in place so that way they will only book their accommodations through their one channel and then bring that hard-won business to the hosts, creating a new value proposition for their hosts, which is, we will find you business. We are more than just a place to list your listing. These are all angles to try to get a piece of the pie that Airbnb has been quickly losing. And what that means for you is something really profound. There are supply curves on both sides. This Hopper-VRBO conversation really does spell it out. If they went and found 100,000 customers who were pre-purchasing short-term rentals and brought them back to hosts, that would show that VRBO was supplying guests prepaid to the host. So we can look at guests like supply in this example, and please follow along. Let's make up a new OTA called Perfect Stay. And Perfect Stay is spending money on finding guests and spending money on finding hosts. They convince you to list on Perfect Stay. And let's say that you're in Chicago and you're one of only 5 hosts in Chicago. They just haven't done a good job of getting Chicago hosts. But Perfect Stay has something go viral on their social media. And all of a sudden, people want to book on Perfect Stay in Chicago. There's 1,000 guests. All of a sudden, there's a ton of interest to book on Perfect Stay. Maybe there's a promo code, who knows? But you're one of only 5 hosts. This supply-demand curve is unique only to Perfect Stay, only for the month that it occurs, and you got in front of it. This happened to me in 2014 and 15 on Airbnb. There were just not enough hosts, but there was so much activity on Airbnb. We made a killing. And in some cities, we get to experience this once in a while as well. Another example of this was VRBO's Super Bowl commercial. After their commercial, my properties were 50% full with VRBO bookings. That's never happened before. But good ad spend led to customers, and we were in front of the move, and we were able to get the business. And this is what I would like you to do. I would like you to not only consider expanding your channels, but I want you to be an adventurer in the channels that you try to find. This is easier said than done, but it is easy if you have a solid channel manager. This video is not sponsored by Guesty, but I use Guesty. And I used Guesty to plug into WimStay, for example. And WimStay was able to generate all the listings from my Guesty listings. And then I went into WimStay's app, and then I validated a couple key pieces of information, and then WimStay activated those listings. That's all I had to do. And because WimStay offers a discount that you have to promise, the way that you structure your prices will need to consider this. And my pricing strategy using rule sets is oddly perfect for WimStay. So I believe if you use WimStay and Airbnb to get last-minute bookings, you're going to want to use my rule sets-based pricing strategy. That way you can protect your rates on Airbnb and be able to give a healthy discount on WimStay and not end up undercharging. You're going to be able to get a perfect price in both channels at the same time. And you may find that on VRBO, you get farther future bookings. You can also then activate Booking.com to get to Priceline and do the same type of discount that WimStay does. Now you have 3 channels that are great for last minute bookings. You've got other channels that are good for far future bookings. And then we need to find other channels that are for interesting types of customers, such as Bring Fido. If you get on 5 new channels today and they have no business for a year and a half, that's okay. It's really not going to cost you any money if you have a good channel manager just to be listed there. You do the work today, and if one of them accidentally hits a home run and gets a bunch of bookings, you're ahead of the curve. And then, of course, once you get all the bookings and everybody sees how good this new channel is, people will rush in, but they're going to be too late because you got the bookings first. Position is important. And before you brush this advice off, I want you to know that less than 1% of Airbnb hosts watch educational content. Far less than 1%. So very few people relative to your market are going to see this video. There might be 2 or 5, maybe 10 people that will take the advice of this video in your market, which means I can guarantee you will get traction on this advice. And here's my word of warning to you. Every single channel is absolutely unique. Even though Guesty can print listings onto Whimstay or Booking.com, we will want to go back into every single channel and we will want to secret shop our own listings to see how they look. Because you may find that on VRBO, you just don't like the flow of your copywriting anymore. You will likely find also that per channel, you'll want to change the order of your photos. With Airbnb, you may want to lead with the fun stuff. But with VRBO, you might want to lead with the family stuff in the kitchen. With Bring Fido, you want to lead with the yard and the pet-friendly stuff and the lake if you have one. With Whimstay, people will want a trustworthy, affordable, no-fuss, last-minute stay. They don't need anything wild, but they do want to know that they can book last minute, that there's a lot of trust for response time, that everything has what they need, that they won't need to ask for extra stuff. So for them, show the toiletries, that your shower and bathroom's fully stocked, that you've got extra pillows and that you have extra blankets, and show your coffee station, because quality coffee may be one of the most important small considerations for a one-day business-related stay. People are going to wake up, grab their coffee, and hit a meeting. And Whimstay and Priceline are the type of channels that will get you more business clientele. This is really fun, isn't it? That every single channel that you list, your customer could change. Which means that your listing needs to be ready for all these types of customers, but we can't sell everything to everyone. A last-minute business stay may not care that you have a hot tub, but the family one or the party one might. And, my friends, this is a bit of advice that you can take right back to your Airbnb listing to improve your Airbnb listings conversion. There's an opportunity here for you to check to make sure that your Airbnb listing is actually marketed to the types of customers that come to your area. A lot of students that I meet, they have this idea of how their property should be. They've got a vision, something that they want to provide. Having vision is great, but if your vision doesn't serve the customers who are there, you're not going to get any traction. So skim the algorithm on Airbnb and see what people are booking and try to understand why. If you can boil down through the reviews of your competitors, the photos of your competitors, and what order Airbnb is ranking your competitors, you can answer a ton of questions about the customers that come to your market. If you want to go multi-channel and finally get off of just Airbnb, I do have a link for Guesty down below. If you want a coach that can walk you through Guesty, including Guesty's pricing software, the Price Optimizer. Many of you know that I'm a huge pricing nerd. I can teach you how to use the pricing softwares, whether it's Guesty's or Price Labs, integrate that into your Guesty account or another channel manager, and then distribute it to all these new channels that you're going to be on. I have done this for over 10 years. I'm decent at it, believe it or not. So down below is a link to talk to my team, so you can join Cracking Superhost if the time is right for you. But if you just want some more free content, I recommend this video. I did a speech in Tennessee that was how to get the best results from just Airbnb if all of your competitors are amazing too. How to be the #1 in a really hard market. So let's cover all of our bases. Let's distribute, but let's do the best we can on a per channel basis. If you do this, you're going to maximize conversion per channel, and you're going to find that you're going to have a completely full calendar without having to drop your price anymore, or as much. Thanks for watching this all the way to the end. You guys are awesome, and I will see you on the other side.